A lot of people will tell you that meditation is this super powerful tool and it helps them with getting clarity and it helps them with, everything, and you should try it. And it's like, if you're a normal person, it's just not that easy to sit and do nothing for a long period of time. For a lot of us, our thoughts are more like a waterfall than like a still pond. What if I told you that meditation doesn't have to mean stopping the waterfall, but rather it can mean enjoying it, riding it? I don't know. It can be a lot of things. That said, taking some time out of your day to just be still or to just focus on what's happening in here can add a lot of value. I think for a lot of us, because we're not taking the time to be in our own thoughts, we actually become more anxious and the thoughts start to overwhelm us. So taking a little bit of time each day, 5 minutes, just to stop what we're doing, to get off our phones, to get off our media, our books, or whatever it is, and to just be where we are, can have incredible effects over our daily lives. For me, it wasn't until I actually did a trip to Nepal, like this writing and meditation workshop. And I went specifically knowing that meditation is the super powerful tool and I wanted to learn how to do it. What I didn't realize until I got there was that there are actually tons of different ways to meditate. And in this workshop that I did, we did a different type of meditation every day. And I realized that some of these actually work for me. So I want to share with you 7 different styles of meditation for you to try if you're like me and just sitting and not thinking doesn't work. Number 1, alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodhana as we call it in yoga. If you are regularly doing yoga, I'm sure you've been introduced to this. It's just the idea of counting our breaths as we inhale and exhale, closing off each nostril, alternate nostril, and just by focusing on our breathing and focusing on the counting and specifically having to keep track of how we're closing our nostril, it forces us to get out of our head a little bit. Counting our breathing calms us down dramatically. So if you are feeling overhyped, if you're feeling anxious, this is a fantastic one to try. All you got to do is using your thumb for your right nostril. This is my right hand. I'm going to mirror you right now. And using your ring finger and pinky finger for your left nostril, you're going to let go of all of your breath. And we're going to inhale, closing our right nostril first and breathing in with the left for a count of 4 to start. Then you're going to close your left nostril and breathe out your right on a count of 4. Again, in through your right for 4. Alternating, closing your right nostril and out for 4. And you're going to do this for as long as you need to in order to calm your nerves until you feel really grounded and really connected with your breath. And the more you do it, you can raise those numbers. Sometimes when I do it, I can do it for a count of 8 each time. Sometimes I can stop and hold my breath for 8 each time. Do it however you feel comfortable. I think it's safe to start with 4 to see how it feels for you. But I guarantee just doing this 3 or 4 rounds whenever you feel stressed, take 5 minutes out of your workday, go sit in the bathroom in your office and try it. I guarantee it will calm you down. It will be like you just took a nice long nap and you're feeling totally refreshed. Number 2, mindfulness meditation. This is my personal favorite because it's so easy and so effective. Actually, a lot of people, when they're having panic attacks, will use this as a method to calm themselves down and bring themselves back to reality. And it's really, really simple. I'll actually post a whole separate video taking you through a mindfulness meditation. All you have to do is stop and focus on each one of your senses individually. So what I like to do is start with 1 minute focusing just on sight. So I'm looking around, I'm standing on a little rock in the waterfall right now. Yep, I'm noticing color, I'm noticing texture, I'm noticing any visual sights, right? Then close our eyes and we spend 1 minute focusing on sound. Easy here, there's a waterfall in front of me. You hear the water, you hear the birds, you hear the insects, whatever the sounds are in your house. And it's okay, you don't have to judge them, but like cars, honking, sirens, ambulance, whatever the sounds are, focusing on sound. Again, then 1 minute, just focusing on smell, 1 minute focusing on taste, and 1 minute focusing on touch. You just did 5 minutes of meditating, and I guarantee you are gonna feel so calm afterward. The practice of doing this for me has actually made me more present in my daily life. Number 3 is called Yoga Nidra. The thought behind it is that we have these deep-seated patterns that cause the bad things in our lives, like karmic patterns or psychological patterns that they call samskaras. And these live deep in our subconscious mind. And when we're in deep sleep, we are able to access these and work through them and sometimes eliminate them. So the idea behind Yoga Nidra is that we actually meditate ourselves into a conscious state of deep sleep in order to work through those deep-seated issues and patterns and triggers that we might have. More than anything though, it is like the most calming exercise. If you end up falling asleep during it, which I often do, it's like the best nap you're ever gonna have in your life. I'm not gonna take you through it right now because I'm not a trained Yoga Nidra teacher, but what I will do is link in here some YouTube Yoga Nidra videos you can do. It's a wonderful exercise. It takes typically around 45 minutes to do it. So if you have the time and you wanna try a new yogic meditation, I think this is a great one to start with. Number 3 is a walking meditation. So you know how when you're on a work call, you tend to pace around. There's a reason we do it, right? There are scientific studies probably that say that walking, pacing mindlessly is a way to unleash our creativity because it actually frees us from our thoughts. Here in Kopangan, there's actually a thing called inner walk. You'll walk back and forth like 20 meters or something. You're just walking back and forth for 4 hours a day. And what it's doing is at some point you stop thinking because you're just like walking around. There's a thing that I personally love to do. It's called a labyrinth. In San Francisco, there's a really famous cathedral called Grace Cathedral, and the whole floor of the cathedral is a labyrinth, essentially like a maze where you can only go one path. And what happens is, as you're walking it, because you don't have to pay attention to where you're going, you lose yourself in your thoughts, and it ends up being a spiritual experience. So what I recommend is either in your house, or if you can find a labyrinth, or if you can find a safe space, just walk. Walk back and forth in your living room, walk the labyrinth, walk wherever it is. You're going to be in your head. It happens to all of us. But at some point, you'll notice that your thoughts will start to focus and they'll start to slow down. If you do it long enough, they might stop. And there's a sense of peace that comes with that. Number 5, I've talked about in other videos, but I'm talking about it again because it is so cool. It's called forest bathing. It's essentially like a walking meditation, but in nature on crack. We're walking around imagining that we're experiencing the world for the first time. Look at every leaf on every tree. Look at the texture of the tree trunks. Look at the colors of the flower. Feel the energy of these living creatures. If I'm forest bathing, I'm feeling the texture. I'm noticing these small details of nature. And this method is proven scientifically to lower blood pressure, to calm us down. It has a bunch of other good qualities to it. It's not just about being in nature, it's about really observing it. If you have anything growing out of the planet, just be with that. Hug the tree, touch the plant safely, don't kill it. And if it's poison oak, don't touch it. But otherwise, just take that time to be in the world around us and really appreciate it. And that will naturally bring us into a calmer, more meditative state. Number 6 is a type of meditation I've been practicing for about 9 months now. And it's a really powerful one, and it's not for everyone, and it's called Non-dualism. I'm actually working with a teacher on it. I'm going to link in the comments to some of his YouTube videos as well. It's the idea of separating our consciousness, like the alive part of us, from our ego, our mind, our experience of reality. And what that's doing, it's actually making me in my everyday life more aware of, number 1, my experience of reality, but number 2, it's helping me connect with my true self, because who I am is not all of these characteristics that I put on myself. If any one of those were to go away, I would still be me. But the me part is the consciousness. So it's a very meta form of meditation. I will say for me, it's completely changed my outlook on life. So if you really want to expand your consciousness, I highly recommend looking into non-dualism, checking into the links below. I'm very curious what your thoughts are, so I would love if you could leave some comments, because again, this is something that's really worked for me. I know it's not for everyone, but again, I'm just giving you some tools for your toolkit. And number 7, just sit still. Lay down, close your eyes, and be in your thoughts. Don't judge yourself for it. Just take 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long you have, to let yourself think. It's okay if your mind goes crazy. It's okay if you were thinking about work, if you're thinking about your relationship. Just let it be. But taking that time to disconnect from everything else and be with yourself is just as important as learning how to shut it off. So if you ever feel like, I just can't do it, none of these are working for me, who cares? Lay down, shut your eyes, and just be where you are. So these have been my 7 styles of meditation for those who just don't want to meditate the normal way. Kidding. I hope that one or multiple of these works for you. If you have one that you like that I didn't mention here, please leave it in the comments. I will try it myself and let you know how it goes. I'm also going to release a few of my own meditation videos. I have like a really soothing voice when I want to. I used to work in a restaurant. People would always be like, I can't hear you. Your voice just rumbles through the floor. I'm a terrible waiter, but I'm a really good meditation coach. So I'm going to do a few of these that I'll leave on this channel. I'll end up creating a playlist for you to try some different meditations. Again, this is a community. I would love your feedback. So please like, subscribe, comment, watch some other videos, get into nature. If you're in Thailand, come chill with me here. We can go for a swim, and sending you all my love. I'm Daniel Sherman, and this is How Is This Real Life? How is this real life? And it's super easy. All you gotta do, I'm getting attacked by nature right now. I really thought filming at a waterfall would be like super cool for you all. Actually, it's just really loud, so I'm sorry about that. I wish you were here though, it's really cool.